Tarot. So today we're going to do a soul contract reading, concentrating on current blocks. So my intent with this reading today is going to be that it's timeless, number one, that it is intended for that part of the collective that are currently in separation or in some challenge with little to no contact. So these messages that we're going to bring forward are going to be things that are possibly blocking you from moving forward in your connection, depending on what phase of you are in, okay? What are the possible blocks? What are the things that you need to work on, so to speak, in order to go to the next level? We'll probably get a series of different messages, so I'll probably take, we'll take message from Spirit to start with, and then we'll do blocks for the connection, and then we'll even look at the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine individually and what their current block is that's possibly keeping them out of alignment or out of balance. So I'm going to use a number of different decks. I'm not quite sure exactly which ones, so I'll either at the end name them all or I'll put the names in the description box below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell so that you're notified when I do publish a reading. I am available for private readings. You can visit my website at lisaanntarot.com and check my services. There are different types of readings I have there, as well as some coaching, life coaching, twin flame coaching. So different services, and you can book right through the website. You can also follow me on all the other socials at Lisa Ann Tarot. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is first message we're going to pull is going to be a message from Spirit. So what does Spirit want us to know about this current phase that we're in, this separation? What do we need to know about this separation, at this time? What is the message from Spirit? So let's get a card here. What's the message about this current separation that this collective is in right now? From Spirit. Okay, so we have your commitment is being tested. So obviously a lot of times, these periods of separation and these things that come up are truly a test of fate. So all along our journey, no matter what phase you're in, the universe is always testing your devotion, testing your trust in not only in yourself, but in the universe, in the divine. If this is a divinely guided type of connection, it really wants to sort of test your commitment to it. Are you really sure that this is what you want? Are you really sure that you can hang in there and you kind of take this all the way through? So let's take a look now. With the tarot, we'll flesh this out a little bit more. So what else do we need to know, Spirit, about this test of commitment right now that we're going through? What else do we need to know about this? And we'll take one more. Thank you. Okay, we'll take two more. All right, so what Spirit wants us to know about this test of commitment is that we have the Ten of Swords. So even though this is a very difficult cycle that we're cycling through, this is a number 10. So this time period, this test, if you will, is going to come to an end. Whether or not you can hang in there. This is your test of your commitment. Can you hang in there even though you feel like, you've kind of lost the battle? But just know that this difficult period that you're going through is going to come to an end, come to a close. This is all about learning lessons, about releasing heartbreak and resentment and feelings that you could be holding on to from past hurts. This also can be resentment and heartache that you're holding on to because your expectation of this, this connection, or your expectation of this journey aren't being met. So a lot of times the heartache and the stress and the things that we kind of bring upon ourselves is all based on expectations. So that's why we tell you to sort of surrender, to let go of any expectation of outcome, allow things to kind of unfold naturally. And that saves you a whole lot of heartache. But this Three of Swords is in reverse. So this means that, we're releasing this. This separation is about releasing old resentments and releasing old emotions and old things that you have bottled up that you're holding on to from past heartbreaks. We have the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is, about kind of persevering and hanging in there and fighting the fight, fighting the good fight. That, your commitment to this is being tested not only on the battlefield, but within your own mind. So, the one positive about the Five of Swords energy is that the battle is over. And you're sort of collecting, you're the last man standing. You've made it all the way through this battle. And if, you follow the Tarot, the Six of Swords is about coming out of rough waters into calmer seas. So the battle has ended, and it's time for you to sort of pick yourself up by your bootstraps and continue on your journey. There's no time to sort of wallow in self-pity or, stay in this embattled energy. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is a guarded energy. So being that, we ask Spirit sort of what we're being tested on and what this test means. And basically it's about clearing a lot of old energy, about ending the battle and kind of picking yourself up and let's move forward, about not being so guarded, losing that sort of tight-chested energy and opening up a little more and all that. So this separation is really a key separation for a lot of people. We're ending this difficult cycle. And it seems to me like it's all about sort of housekeeping. Let's clear some of this old stuff out to make way for new stuff, to new blessings to kind of come in to us. So since this seems like, the Spirit's kind of talking to the connection as a whole, to both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, I want to ask sort of what can they do on their own to help clear out this old energy, to make way for the new energy. What can they do as far as self-care, in order to clear this out? And this would be for both the masculine and the feminine. Okay. And we have elevate your energy. So your thoughts are vibrations that attract positive or negative energy. Okay, notice your current emotional state. Clear any negativity through conversation, movement, breath work, prayer, meditation, and so on. Then guide your thoughts back to love and abundant possibilities. When you elevate your energy, you attract abundance, health, and prosperity into your life. So this is about raising your vibration. This is about remaining positive, about clearing out this, these are kind of really dark cards. This is about pain and suffering and sorrow and being embattled and protecting yourself. So what can each one of you do to sort of break free of this energy? And that's to raise your vibration. And how do we raise our vibration? We raise our vibration by doing things that bring us joy, about, clearing our thoughts of negativity and flipping the switch to positive. Movement, dance, listening to music, meditation, if you're into cutting cords and cleansing, anything that's going to sort of bring you joy and make you happy. Those are the things that really raise your vibration. And because these connections are connected at the soul level, when one side raises their vibration, the other side is pulled to do the same. And you kind of play off of each other's energy. So, right now, this separation, the purpose that Spirit wants you to know is that your commitment to the process is being tested. Do you have the inner strength and the wherewithal to hang in there, even though it might seem like there's nothing going on, even though you might get the feeling that, this is like crazy. Nothing's going to happen here. You're going to give up right before the finish line. So just know that there is a purpose to every separation, and the one that you're going through right now is to clear out and end this difficult cycle for you. And how you can do that and help this cycle to close is to keep your vibration high, to elevate your energy. Let's get... I think that's a good message from Spirit. So I'm going to leave that there. So the next message I want to get is let's look at the Divine Masculine. So right now on the Divine Masculine's journey, for him specifically, what is his current block? Maybe we'll do 3 blocks. So we'll get 3 cards. That's how it came out. Oh, okay, 3 cards. So right now, as far as blocks, what is blocking the masculine from sort of moving forward on his journey? And then we'll flesh out these 3 messages. So the first message is abandon. So he could be working through some feelings of abandonment. He could be, taking care of, kind of healing that wound. Everybody has that abandonment wound. Fear of being abandoned. Fear of, if I invest in this connection, is it going to work out or not? Am I going to be left high and dry, kind of hanging on to my own heart here? So he has some fear over being abandoned, about things not working out. He's also going through a dark night of the soul. So dark night of the soul, if you're not familiar with that term, what that is sort of a period of time where you really are forced to look at and reconnect to emotions that you've sort of numbed away. These are things that, you might have pushed down and not wanting to feel. These are, a lot of shadow work goes on at Dark Night of the Soul. So this is really a time period where, you're not feeling good. You're not feeling good about yourself. You're not feeling good about your journey, your work, nothing. Like you're really in a down period right now. So that's another thing that he's working through as a block. And then we have nostalgia. So interestingly enough, when we remain too much in the past, and hold on to things from the past, we delay what could be coming for us in the future. So what do I mean by that? So this could be a couple things. This could be that he's holding on too tightly to past relationships and how they didn't work out, past feelings of heartbreak, past experiences that he's afraid he's going to repeat, this time around. So it's not good to concentrate on things that have always happened in the past. That's how we create self-fulfilling prophecies. When we concentrate and we really convince ourselves that, nothing ever works out for me. I created in my own journey the same type of prophecy. Anybody that I ever really cared about and really, wanted in my life, they only stuck around for a certain period of time, and then they got bored, or whatever happened, they were removed from my life. So when I started on my journey and I met my twin, I even started that thought in my head that I know, things are great now, but eventually it's going to come to an end and you're going to leave. So you create, by these thought processes, you create this self-fulfilled prophecy because you convince the universe that that is what you want. You don't want somebody temporary, so I'm only going to give you somebody temporary. So with this nostalgia card, we'll see how it fleshes out. But this could be just that he's holding on to past experiences and he's not opening himself up to this new type of love that he's never experienced before. So thereby closing himself off and blocking himself from really bringing about into alignment this connection. So we'll see how this all fleshes out. We use the tarot that goes along with it. So let's clarify the abandoned card. So as a block, the abandoned card, what for the masculine, what is he working on to release this block? What does he need to work on? I'm going to take 3 cards. It's too many cards. Give me 2 more, please. What does he need to work on to kind of clear up this block of being abandoned? And 1 more. Okay, so we have night vision. So the night vision card for me is about seeing clearly, even through the darkness. With the abandoned card, this night vision is sort of, he needs to see through his fear. He needs to face his fear and see the path forward, even though it might appear dark. He's got to really look and see that, his path is illuminated as long as he is willing to see his way forward. Know that there's a way out of this, and know that there's something on the other side, that he just needs to keep going, even though this fear of being abandoned, of things not working out, could stop him. We have the fantasy card. So, sometimes this connection and when you connect with somebody on a soul level, it's some of the things that happen and the feelings that you get are so out of this world and unreal that sometimes we just want to kind of revert to fantasy and stay there because, we long for those feelings again. But the abandoned card, with the abandoned card, this to me says that he has to get himself out of this fantasy thinking and thinking that this connection is only a fantasy or is only in his head, and realize that it is a tangible physical connection as well. He might have it sort of locked up thinking that it's not real. But bringing it down into the 3D, bringing it down into reality, and really anchoring it in reality, like, you know what, this is real. This connection is real. It's not a fantasy. It's not just in my head. Then he can kind of get through this blockage. And then we have refuge. So refuge is a card of home. It's a card of, sort of being summoned to a place that's like home. So he feels the pull. He feels the pull to this connection. He just has to sort of see through the darkness and realize that, not everybody is going to treat you the way other people treated you. Too many times in relationships, when one relationship ends and we go into the next one, if we carry too much baggage from the last one to the next one, we tend to repeat that cycle because we start to create the same connection in the next one. So you can't bring, just because someone hurt you before doesn't mean that, you got to brace yourself to be hurt again. Not everybody's going to treat you that way. One of my favorite sayings is that love didn't hurt you. Someone who didn't know how to love you properly was the one that hurt you. So sort of removing that, looking at the fact that relationships hurt in a general sense is going to help, when you start to look at this look through the darkness, that this is really what's summoning you. This is your light. This is your heart, this is your heart calling you. Then you can kind of move away from this abandoned type energy. Okay. The next one is Dark Night of the Soul. So let's take a look at what the masculine needs to do to sort of get through this Dark Night of the Soul. We'll take 3 cards. So the first one we have is independence. So this is a card of, this is like the 9 of Pentacles, I believe. So this is sort of a single energy. This is about being able to, be okay on your own, to, sort of enjoy the fruits of your labor, not having to count on somebody else. So this is a very independent, very single type energy. So that coupled with the Dark Night of the Soul, what he can do to get through it is just sort of, he's got to go within. He's got to be with himself. A lot of times we can't properly love somebody else until we can love ourselves. It's not fair to get into a relationship if you can't take care of yourself, because it's nobody else's responsibility to take care of you or to make you happy. You have to be able to do all that on your own. And when, a lot of times with separation, that's one of the major lessons, is being able to handle yourself on your own path as 2 individuals so that you can come together in perfect alignment to be able to continue on together. Then we have transformation. So this Dark Night of the Soul is part of his awakening. It's part of his transformation. Losing the ego and really kind of stepping into his power. Sometimes we have to go dark in order to find the light, right? So he might be kind of doing the shadow work and really kind of trudging around in the dark right now, but this is all sort of part of his transformation. His transformation into coming into love. So this is like the Ace of, I believe this is like the Ace of Cups. So this is about self-love. Learning to love himself and value himself. We have coins here. So value himself. Really make a transformation out of that ego and out of, that closed up energy that we saw before, and reattaching to love. Being able to love. Being able to realize that you're lovable and you're worthy of love in return. So this is all sort of a journey, right now that he needs to embrace. He needs to embrace this change that's happening within him, and he needs to embrace the theory of love again, because he's lovable and he's, meant to be loved and to give love. And when you close yourself off to that, what do you have left? Okay. So then lastly, we have the nostalgia card. So let's get some clarifiers for that. What does the masculine need to address in order to clear this block of nostalgia? Okay, one more. So we have Crusade. So the Crusade card to me is kind of like the Chariot in regular tarot. So this is about forward movement. This is about continuing to move forward. Stop living in the past. Stop, holding on too tight to things that have happened to you before, because you need to start looking forward and moving forward in order for, new things to cross your path. We have the Seeker. So this is, somebody that he could be kind of keeping an eye on the feminine through social media. Well, what is social media? Social media is probably, the worst place to check up on somebody, because it's all interpretation. It's all perception. He could be looking at her social media account and think that, she might be upset with him. Or he might be looking at her social media and think that maybe she might have moved on and be with somebody else. And instead of, really connecting and really looking to see what is happening, or asking her, or even communicating with her, checking up on her like this, could leave a lot open to interpretation. And that could make him nostalgic for how things were before. And that can also cause a block and hold you back. And then we have Builder Bee. So the Builder Bee is about hard work. It's also about spiritual lessons. So it's about doing your work. It's about, good times are coming back around. This connection is going to eventually come back together, because if it's meant to be, it will be. So you kind of have to let go of that cord that's holding you back in the past in order for you to move forward. And that takes a lot of hard work. So he's got to continue to learn the lessons and continue to work hard in order to clear this block. All right, so let's look at the feminine now. So the feminine will get, what are her current blocks? What are the things right now that are blocking her on her individual path? Need one more, please. What are the blocks for the feminine? One more. So for the feminine, her current blocks right now, we have ascending. So she's on her journey. She's ascending. She's, not only on this twin flame journey, but in her own personal spiritual journey. She's still ascending. She's learning. She's leveling up. She's going through lessons and on her own, separate from this connection. We have the answer is yes. So for that card, it could be, that a block for her is that she doesn't believe. Maybe she's starting to doubt or lose hope, because there's nothing going on really in the 3D or in her physical life. They're separated, they're not communicating. So it could be, maybe she thinks he moved on. Maybe, this connection isn't what I thought it was. So that's starting to create doubt. And what does doubt do? Doubt, makes the universe put on its brakes, be like, ooh, she's doubting it. Maybe she doesn't want it. So that creates a block. And then we have winter. So winter could be a period of time, like maybe this is a divinely guided separation. So maybe it's a timing issue that they're not ready to come together until possibly the winter. Or, this could be the winter is about something being frozen. Maybe her, the way she looks at this connection is frozen in time. Maybe she's cooled off. It's taken so long for this separation. Maybe, maybe she's cooled off. Maybe she's a little chilly. So we'll get some cards and we'll clarify these. So the first one we're going to look at is going to be ascending. So as a block for ascending, What is the feminine have to work on in order to clear this block, this ascending block? What is she working on to have this clear? And we'll take 3 cards. And one more. All right. So the first card we have is Trap. So this is like the 8 of Swords type of energy. This is about being trapped in your own thoughts. It's about, worrying too much, unnecessary worry that's got you sort of feeling like you're trapped, like you can't go anywhere or can't make it through. We have the 3 of Thoughts here. The heartbreak. So this is, maybe she's holding on to, she's got too much unnecessary worry going on and she's holding on to heartbreak. Maybe she's heartbroken over this separation because she doesn't know, why it's happening. Maybe she's starting to blame herself where she shouldn't. And then we have analytical. So this is about being too much in your head. So if we are looking at these cards and saying the block is ascending, which is about moving forward, about leveling up, about being in alignment and being in the light, she's going to have to release this unnecessary worry. She's going to have to let go, like the very first message the Spirit said. We need to clear this heartbreak energy, this stuff that we're holding on to, this resentment, this, release her attachment to expectation. And she's going to have to get out of her head, reconnect with her heart space. In your heart space is where your soul song is. So that's going to be where your purpose lies. That's going to be where your passion is. And that's also going to lead you to that person that's meant for you, that soul connection. So if you're too much in your head, you can't be in your heart, right? She doesn't want to be in her heart because right now her heart feels broken. And then she worries about that. Like, okay, well, if my heart's broken, how am I going to fix this? So kind of what's coming to mind is sort of let go and let God. So in order to clear this ascending block that's preventing you from moving forward, you really have to surrender. This is all about surrendering, letting go of your attachment to a certain outcome. Just know in your heart that what's meant for you will come, and that all this separation time is meant for you to improve who you are and work on you. We've said it quite a few times that this is not a journey of, got to find the perfect partner. This is a journey of really coming back to being whole again within yourself. Being okay one way or another, like whatever happens, happens. I'm okay with it because I know that's what's meant for me, what's for my greatest and highest good. Trusting the universe, trusting yourself and your gut and your intuition. So releasing all of this sort of worried, stressful type of energy, because it's not doing you any good. Okay. The next block is the answer is yes. So let's get sort of clarification on this block and what the feminine needs to address in order to clear this block. One more. All right. So the first card out, we have investment. Okay. So investment here, this is like the 7 of Pentacles. So this could mean a couple things. This could be that, you need to really invest. Take a pause. Really look at how far you've come on your journey. If the answer is yes, if that's about kind of doubting the connection, doubting the journey, and, you know, thinking about maybe giving up, you have to look at what you've invested. What are you willing to invest in order to bring this all the way? You know, if the question is that the separation could last months, could last days, could last years, are you ready to invest that much into it to hang in there and trust that it's going to happen? So because the separation is a test of your commitment, this investment card makes sense. How invested are you in this commitment? If you're starting to doubt it and you're starting to, you know, think about giving up, then you're not quite that invested. So if you want to clear that block, you need to become a little more invested, a little more trusting. There's nurturing. So this is about nurturing yourself. This is about, you know, self-care. This is the Queen of Earth. This is the Queen of Pentacles energy. So being in the Queen of Pentacles energy is, you know, kind of, you got it all going on. You're taking care of your business. You know, your finances are in order. You're making things happen. You're, you know, on your A game. You're looking good. You're feeling good. Everything's great. So you got to nurture yourself. Don't give up on yourself, because this whole journey is about you. So you have to make sure you're taking care of yourself. And then we have planning. So this is about planning, looking ahead to your future. It's about knowing that you have a future with or without this connection. You know, a lot of people, when they hit a certain period and they get tired, it's like they're ready to throw in the towel. I'm done. I can't do it no more. No, you can do it because you signed up for it. But your ego's telling you that you can't do it. Your ego's telling you that, you know, you need somebody right then and right there. Instant gratification. That you can't wait. That you're not worth the wait. Is what I'm getting. So to clear the block of doubt and wanting to throw it in, you really have to think about your investment. What are you willing to invest in this connection to see it through to the end? Are you taking care of yourself and care of your surroundings and your environment and doing your work and just taking care of your own business? Working on yourself during this downtime, during this separation period. You know, are you planning for the future? Are you showing the universe that, hey, you know, these are the things that I'm looking forward to? Even if it is things that even would include your counterpart. Not kind of putting it together like, well, when we get together, we're going to do this. It's like, I can't, you know, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. And there's going to be a whole lot of this going on. So planning for your future is important. It's important to keep you engaged and keep you invested in the connection. And then the last block is winter. So let's see. Let's clarify the winter card and sort of what the feminine needs to address in order to get out of this sort of frozen energy. Okay, we have foundation. This is the Four of Wands. Okay, this is the Union card. This is a reason to celebrate. This is having a stable foundation to build on. We have addiction. So this is about also not only about addiction to possible substance addiction, but codependency. A lot of times we go through separation to kind of remove any possibility of codependency. Because if you've ever been through the bubble stage, which if you're listening to this at this point, you probably have, but that energy that you feed off of each other in the beginning, when you're in that love bubble and you've never felt like anything like this before, and you have so much energy and life is beautiful, and you see, you know, pops of color, and you know, fireworks, and, you know, whatever the experience was for you, that feeling becomes addicting. And you want more, and you want more, and you want more. And then we tend to kind of grab a hold of our counterpart and not want to let them go, because we don't want to lose that feeling. And the universe puts on the brakes, because that's not healthy. So part of the reason, and what I'm kind of getting from Spirit now, is that this Winter card is about this separation is divinely guided. The divine stepped in and kind of pumped the brakes on your union to make sure that this addictive, this codependent type energy is clear, okay? And there was also some karma that needed to be cleared. So if you realize, and this is a number 11 card as well, if you think about this current separation period that you're going through, aside from just on your own journey, because this is the Divine Feminine, her own journey, have you had any kind of major lesson come up to learn? Something that you didn't plan on, something major in your life that's making you change the way you're thinking, kind of rearranging your life. That could have been some sort of karmic lesson that you needed to learn before things could go further. So what I'm getting with this series of cards is this one particular block for the feminine is that the divine stepped in and pumped the brakes on her union to make sure that she was clear of codependency and that all of her karmic lessons were learned. So if you want to clear this block and you want to sort of unfreeze everything, really think about things that have come up and sort of give yourself a mini inspection. Did I learn the lesson that I was intended to learn? You know, have I healed from, you know, this particular thing that came up? Because there was some kind of karma that needed to be cleared. So that's the feminine. So let's get, for the connection, I want to take a look at sort of, where are they at, this connection? Where are we at in our contract? At what part of our contract are we at? Okay, so I have two. The first one is breaking the chain. So this says ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. So right now, at this point in your contract, this separation, like we saw in the very first message from Spirit, we're being told again that this separation was necessary. It was necessary to clear some karma that needed to be cleared. For both counterparts to do some healing, to come out of the dark night of the soul, to let go of past trauma and past heartbreak, to really clear the energy here, and rewriting the future. So a lot of times when there comes a point in your journey where you sort of, let's say, to make it easy, you kind of make a wish. You make a wish for a specific type of connection with somebody before you even knew that this connection existed. You subconsciously or consciously made a wish. And in that wish to the universe, it looked a certain way. I want, you know, like, I can't remember the exact words, but like in Practical Magic where she writes the letter. And the man that she loves, you know, has one green eye and one blue eye. And he, you know, gonna wear a hat and he, whatever the rest of it is. So you paint this picture to the universe. This is your wish. You come together and it looks like everything is going to be perfect, but you still have all these pieces you have to put together. You still have all these lessons that you have to learn. You're not quite in your divine blueprint yet. You know, you need to be all the queens. You need to be the empress. He needs to be all the kings, and he needs to be the emperor. So you have to go through this journey in order to rewrite your future, in order for this connection to be successful. Okay. And we'll get, let's clarify that a little more. So we're going to clarify this breaking the chain, healing and rewriting the future. So let's clarify ancestral patterns. So what are we breaking out of? What ancestral pattern are we breaking out of? We have the Tower. So this is about bringing around change. It's bringing about, you know, crumbling of old structures and old belief systems. You know, maybe the two counterparts were raised with a certain belief system that's preventing them from coming together, and that needed to be pulled apart. We have the Three of Swords again. So this is about releasing heartbreak. This could have been a karmic cycle about our surrounding heartbreak that needed to be cleared. But it's definitely about removing this old energy that's one or both of the counterparts are refusing to let go of. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So to me, the ancestral patterns that were broken by the feminine on her journey. This karma that she had to clear had to do with past lives that needed to be rectified. And that's sort of what I'm seeing with that. Okay. So for healing, what healing are we doing? So the healing that had to take place was for the couple. We have the Empress and the Empress, the Emperor and the Empress. So in order for them to step fully into their power as the Emperor and the Empress, we needed to heal. They needed to heal something, put down their burdens about this connection, and come forward with the truth. So they both had to step into their full power and learn their truth. And that took healing. And that's what the separation is about. It's about, you know, healing enough for you to step into your power as the Empress, as the Emperor. You know, trusting your intuition, following your guidance, being powerful, being stable and secure. So what else were we breaking? We were breaking, rewriting the future. So what do we need to know about rewriting the future? We have the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is sort of a crying over spilt milk type of energy. It's about worrying about what you don't have and not focusing on what you do. So maybe this is a healing lesson that the two of them had to go through. That they had to learn not to mourn what they've lost, but to embrace what they have. Because there is a new beginning here. This is about a new opportunity for passion and for love. And that's sort of rewriting the future, is kind of clearing the slate, is what I'm hearing. This separation was to get rid of some of this old stuff that was kind of cluttered and dusty and musty, because we need to start this new foundation on a clear slate. And they needed to fill their cups of love. They needed to learn self-love. They needed to learn self-worth. That they are worthy of love. And the first person they owe their love to is themselves. So that's where they are in their journey right now, which is pretty phenomenal, if you ask me. And then the second card that came out is answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? So this is about your purpose. This is about the contract's purpose. Let's find out what is the call? What is the purpose of this connection? You know, we're getting to the end of the contract where you discover this is your purpose. This is what you need to do now going forward. So let's find out what that purpose is. Sweet. It's learning to persevere. You know, these two counterparts have been around for a while, and they've persevered. They made it through the end. They put down their burdens. They learned their lesson. They've cleared karma. You know, this is what their contract is about. We have the Hierophant. So this is about tradition. This is about spiritual lessons as well. And the Hierophant is the masculine form of the High Priestess. So it is about intuition. It's about a spiritual journey as well. So this is a couple that, their contract is about being royalty. About being leaders, possibly teaching others. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is about the ultimate prize. This is about all the fulfillment. This is sort of, everything all wrapped up into one. So what I'm getting with this is the call for this couple, this collective couple that we're channeling here. These two people are going to come together and they're going to teach others. They're going to teach other people on this journey what it takes to make it to the end. They're going to be teachers. They're going to be the leaders. That if you persevere, you can get this Ten of Pentacles. You can successfully bring through this journey, bring about everything you ever wanted and wished for. So that's where they are in their contract right now. Which is pretty awesome. I have chills for that. So let's get a message here from the feminine's higher self. What would the feminine's higher self like to tell the feminines? I feel like this is a game to you. So I think what I'm getting with that is I think your higher self, for the feminines, wants you to sort of take this seriously. Being the fact that you had the one block was, the answer is yes. The prize isn't getting, the man that getting your counterpart. That's, coming together. Union is not your focus. Your focus on your journey needs to be filling this cup. It needs to be becoming the Empress, trusting your intuition, learning the lessons, doing the shadow work. leveling up into your divine blueprint. You can't come together as a divine couple in sacred union and still be distorted, still be ruled by your ego, being envious and being, down on yourself. You have to trust yourself fully and trust the universe fully. So you need to kind of take this a little more seriously. And that's kind of a pretty strong message from your higher self. So the divine masculines, what message does your higher self have for you? So this is a message from the divine masculine's higher self to the divine masculine. I know you're losing patience. So the divine masculine's higher self knows that this is a pretty frustrating journey for the masculines. You got to remember, the masculine energy wants to lead. They want to complete things. They want to succeed. Those are all traits of the masculine. So having to release, heartbreak, having to, get out of this lack, oh, poor me type of energy is hard. And they could be losing patience with themselves. They could be losing patience with the journey. So the higher self is kind of saying, I know you're losing patience, but you got to hang in there. We're almost there. We're almost at the end. We have a couple more things to clear and some more lessons, and, we just have to get there. It's a message from the feminine to the masculine. Maybe some words of support from the feminine to the masculine. No, that's way too many. Message to the masculine from the feminine. Okay. I long to feel your arms around me. I want you more than I've ever... Hello, focus. There you are. I want you more than I've ever wanted anyone. Okay, that's what she wants the masculine to know. She longs for you. You are her person. Okay, and the message from the masculine to the feminine. I know it's not over between us. I'm thinking about how to have a new beginning with you. We aren't done. We have unfinished business. So he knows too. He knows that this is a long journey, and he's not giving up. So, you shouldn't give up either. So... I hope that resonates and I hope that helps. I know sometimes these separation phases can be confusing, especially when your ego gets caught up and your heart gets in the way, and it's hard. But you learn the lesson. You get through the blocks. You make sure you keep your own cup full. You learn to love yourself above everything else. And then everything else falls into place. So I hope that resonates. Again, this is Lisa Ann with Lisa Ann Tarot. And thanks for watching. Bye.